Hello, 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 everybody. Good day and a happy Independence Day to my Trinidadian followers. I hope you are having a fantastic day today. Yes, it is Independence Day and everybody is relaxing, but we've been doing a lot of relaxing recently, right? So enjoy your day, enjoy your rest, and think about what this day means for us as Trinidadians, independent. This morning, I thought to myself, what life would have been if we were not independent from the crown? That's just one thing that I was writing there. But independence means so much to different people. But today, I'm not talking about independence from the crown or what independence means to us here in Trinidad and Tobago. Today, I'm actually we're talking shop again. It's like Mondays, I get into this talk shop day. All right. And yes, it is independence, but sometimes I think about your brand as your independence. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Hillary, the marketing mom, and I am bringing moms home. I'm making them independent of what they think they need to be dependent on. Yes, we've got to eat, we've got to put food on the table, but we as mothers, the best place for us is inside of our home, raising our kids. And yes, you can earn an income from home. And that's my mission in life, to bring mothers home, teaching them how they can build a business online from the comfort of their home and still raise their kids. All right. So today we are talking about the 7 ways to improve your personal brand. Because one of the things that you want to do if you're coming home is you have to develop that personal brand, that online presence. But the first thing you have to recognize is your brand is not the colors, it's not the lipstick, it's not the font, it's not, the logo. Your brand is you. And one of the very first things that I learned, is that you have to recognize that you are you Inc. All right. So your brand is you. And that takes a little shift, right? A lot of people, they think about branding, and there are all sorts of branding courses out there and everything that you could get into. But your brand is you. And you've got to get into that mindset that this is you. The next thing that you want to do to improve your brand presence, and yes, the title says 7. I may drop in a couple more, who knows, right? But your online presence, you've got to know what's going on in your online presence. And you can't, as an engineer, I always tell people, engineering for me is a blessing and a curse sometimes, right? Because I get all techie and all, numbersy and everything. But when somebody tells me track, my ears go up, because now my engineer mind is thinking, right? You've got to track your online presence. Have you ever Googled yourself? All right. Have you ever Googled the name that you want to take as your brand name or whatever the case may be? Google yourself and see what you find. Okay. You've got to track your presence. And one of the things that's interesting, that one of my mentors who I meet with weekly, one of the things that she was talking to me about was that if you're not ranking for your name, then you're doing something wrong. And that's where number 3 comes in. If you want to improve your personal brand, you've got to get a personal website, and you've got to start ranking for you, because it's your brand. Somebody else can't be ranking for what you're ranking for. And trust me, I'm on that journey. Believe you me, because every time I Google my name, Hillary De Freitas, this author comes up, and she's not even an author. She's the artist of a book. Okay. Children's book, granted, but it's lovely. But I'm not ranking for my name yet. Okay. Gives you, you got to recognize that, yes, you got to find your presence. You've got to know where you are in the global space. Google your name, Google the things that you want to rank for, and then start building that around your personal website. And I'm not talking about a WordPress.com website. I'm not talking about a Wix website. I'm talking about your own self-hosted website. Okay, that's critical, very important. A lot of people say, yeah, I got my website, and when I go to it, it says eblogger.something. And I'm like, okay, that was like me 10 years ago. No problem. Everybody has to start somewhere, but we have enough information out there to let everybody know that you can grab your domain. It's the worst thing when you're sending an email for business and it's your business name at gmail.com, at yahoo.com, at hotmail.com. Okay. Own your domain, own your website, build your personal presence on your website. Okay. So that was 1, 2, 3. Boom. In like less than 4 minutes. Good job, Hillary. The next thing you want to do to build your personal brand is, and improve on it, whether you're building or improving, all right? You've got to put out value. You've got to share value with people, and you've got to give people a reason to want to come back and hear what you're saying, okay? And yes, that's going to depend on what information you have to share. A lot of people say, but I have nothing to share. And I say to myself, okay, when I first got started, the value that I shared was other people's value that I ingested, understood, and put it out in my own words. Okay. Everything to be invented, I think, has been invented. There's nothing new out there. Go read a book, understand it, and reinterpret it. Everything that we're teaching our kids, like, this morning was homeschooling morning. And I'm looking at this stuff and I'm saying, but these kids just learn and they say it's the same thing. We're just teaching it in different ways. And how it comes across is going to be different for everybody. Okay, so I could teach about these 7 ways to improve your personal brand today, and somebody else could do that tomorrow, and it sounds completely different. Okay, so the point that I'm trying to make is you've got value out there. You have a lot of knowledge in your head about your business, about your craft, about your industry. Get on a video, start sharing. Get on your website, start creating content to share. Okay, don't think about doing it. Go do it now. Okay. You could, you could always catch the replay because I've given you 4 things already that you could be doing now to improve your personal brand. All right. So the next thing, and I always say this because a few years ago when I was coaching some clients with Facebook marketing, I used to tell them marketing is everything and everything is marketing. Okay. And I never believed that until I became a marketer, because guess what? I'm an engineer, and engineers make the world go wrong, right? Well, that's what we thought, right? We are very proud engineers, but marketing is everything and everything is marketing. Can't remember who said it. Maybe it was Peter Drucker. But anyway, the point of the matter is, if you are a personal brand, you've got to think before you post. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that everything is going to be about business, but you have to recognize that everything that you post on social media can either attract business to you or detract business from you. So before you go and you post that picture of yourself in a little swimsuit that kind of like, not very appropriate, and you wouldn't even do it, just because you think you're doing it behind a screen. No. Everything is marketing, and marketing is everything. So whether you're doing it intentionally or not, think before you post. All right. That is something that's very important to the social media space. Think before you post. And we've got tons of examples recently, from businesses right down to personal individuals. Really sit down and think about, do you want your great grandchildren seeing this on the internet? Because one of the things that's very different about marketing in our digital space, right, whether you are in business or not, and Facebook gives us a great demonstration of that. Have you been seeing your memories recently? Every time you open Facebook, there's a memory, right? What does that tell you? 50 years from now, and unless this internet as we know it shuts down and all the data gets wiped, it's going to be there. So think before you post, because it's going to be there 20 years from now for your great grandchildren to see, for your children to see, it's going to be there. All right. And 9 out of 10 times somebody's going to share it, right? And be like, hey, you remember when? And you're going to be like, okay. So think before you post. That is number 5. Number 6, very helpful as you start to grow. So this may not be something you want to do off the bat, because then you'd look like a stalker, but you want to make connections with other personal brands. If you're in the space of, I don't know, network marketing, connect with other brands, befriend them, follow them and see what they're doing and learn. Don't mimic, learn, right? You've got to learn from those that have gone before you. We teach our children because we've gone before them. All right. So there are going to be personal brands out there in your space that you look up to and you want to connect with them. Make those connections, invite them onto your shows or whatever the case may be. All right. Do that because it helps your own personal brand. But it's almost like they look forward to that, right? Because one of the things that I remember a mentor saying is that as quickly as they got on the stage, they wanted to get off, because they wanted to bring the next person onto the stage. And that is powerful. It means that they're always reaching back, right? And for you, you also have to keep that in mind, that when you get there, you've got to reach back and pull people forward with you, okay? That's very important. The last thing that really helps with your personal brand and what makes it personal is your story. Nobody could tell your story like you. It's your story. It's your life. And yes, there may be things that you're kind of like, you know what? Everybody doesn't need to know that. But if it helps with your brand, okay, so for moms, if you're marketing to moms, talk about being a mother. All right, it's a reality. If you're marketing to dads, talk about being a dad. If you're marketing to golfers, my friend Jeff, who sometimes jumps on here with us, all right, talk about the struggles that you have golf. It's like I'll never share that because it's like it took me 6 hours to finish a 9 hole something in Arizona. I was just like, yeah, never again. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But tell your story, weave your story into your marketing so that people connect with you. Personal brands are about people, right? They're not about the color, they're not about the font, they're not about, the fancy website, whether it's fancy or not. It's about you. Tell your story and all of that. And then you will see magic start to happen in your business. Okay. So today was very quick, shop. Happy Independence Day to my Trinidadians out there watching, and those who didn't know that today was Trinidad's Independence Day. Today's Trinidad's Independence Day. All right. Enjoy the rest of this public holiday. And I hope you got some value from these 7 ways to improve your personal brand, whether it's to start or improve. Some of the things in here that I shared really would help you start in terms of Googling your name, tracking to see what it is out there on the internet, getting your website up and running, okay? And understanding that it's you. It's you. It's not the colors, the font, the hair. It's really not, okay? Those things come after. All right? But it really isn't. So have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow with Deb and Hillary for the Ready, Set, Grow show. Bye, everyone.